What's going on, guys and girls? Cody here with yet another Modern Warfare 3 commentary for your listening and viewing pleasure. This time we've got some team deathmatch on uh, Bakaara. I don't even know how to pronounce that. In fact, I don't even think the guys over at Infinity Ward or Sledgehammer even know how to pronounce that. At first glance, it kind of looks like it says Bakaara, that guy from Mortal Kombat, which, would be pretty cool. It's just a guy running around Call of Duty with blades flying everywhere, and, oh wait, that's only Use Me Blade. But whatever happened to the maps with names that are easy to pronounce, like Strike or Bakaara or Overgrown? But anyway, I digress. I've got a nice little gameplay here for you with the sexy gold ACR. Look at this thing. It just screams sex. But to be honest, I think they've made getting the gold guns in this game just a little too easy. I mean, it's time consuming, sure, but not hard by any standards. Back in the COD 4 days, that was probably one of my favorite things to do, and in fact, even after I'd gotten Modern Warfare 2, I didn't even touch that game until I knew that I'd gotten all the gold guns on COD 4, because it was something challenging for me, and that made the game fun. And I didn't even start trying to get the gold guns on COD 4 until I'd gotten my 10th prestige, so it did take me a little bit of time. But in any case, I'm also running the gun with a red dot sight and a suppressor, which so far has been my favorite setup for the ACR. I'm also running Sleight of Hand Pro, Quick Draw Pro, and Dead Silence Pro, and as usual I've got the Specialist Strike package going with Sit Rep, Scavenger, and Assassin. But looking back, I'm seriously thinking about switching up my Scavenger and my Sleight of Hand. I don't really need the Sleight of Hand right out of the gate, so it might be a little more useful to have that perk later on in the game. I don't know, but I'll try it out and let you guys know how it's working. So anyway, there's some pretty good news on the way for all of you Call of Duty fans out there. In a recent newsletter, Robert Bowling mentioned some great updates in the mix for Modern Warfare 3. A recent update was already released for the PC users to address the unlimited stealth bomber glitch, and another one was released before that to fix some glitches with the map Outpost. And yes, there are still some issues with that map as far as people getting out of the map and under it and that sort of thing. But they're also working on patches for that. Mr. Bowling also mentioned that the PS3 has been experiencing a lot more problems with the game than anyone else. And they're also addressing all of those. So all of you guys on the PlayStation Network, don't write the game off just yet. They are hearing your complaints and they're working on doing something about it. But best of all, in my opinion, are the other updates that are coming. First of all, it was stated that they were addressing issues with the lag within the game as well as problems with the matchmaking, and I know that's affected a lot of you guys across the board, whether it's PC or PlayStation or Xbox, and so a lot of guys are going to really appreciate that. But the best update that I think so far that's coming out, they're going to be dealing with issues as far as the spawn system is concerned, and this one gets me more excited than the rest of them. Especially in regards to free-for-all, which, as a lot of you guys may know, it is probably my favorite game to play. Free-for-all spawns are bad enough as it is without adding problems with the actual system on top of it. And those of you who've played the game know the spawn system in this game is just pretty much shit. And not just in free-for-all, I've seen the same problems on team-based games like Deathmatch or Domination, where two members of the opposite team will just literally spawn right on top of each other, and it gets really frustrating. So I'm really looking forward to some of those updates because, quite frankly, my KD can't take too many more bad spawns. Now keep in mind, guys, that these things do take time. First of all, they got to determine the problem, then they got to find a cause, and then find solutions, and then develop fixes, and then they got to put them out there. So it does take time. Just be patient with them. Robert said that they hope to have all these issues dealt with before the Christmas holidays, so just be on the lookout for that. And if you notice a problem, whether it be someone cheating or a glitch or just a faulty game mechanic, let these guys know. That's how they learn about what's working and what's not within the game, and take advantage of the report function that they've put in the game whenever you see someone exploiting glitches in the map or just cheating in general. And you can also report problems you've seen to Mr. Bowling on Twitter. And if you're thinking, oh, he's not going to listen to me, he's Mr. Big Shot, I assure you guys, he's listening. Go check out his Twitter. It's full of him responding to little guys like you and me. Hey guys, the game's not perfect. It's only been out for a couple of weeks now, so just give it time. And in the meantime, try to have fun with it. And speaking of fun, this game was a lot of fun for me actually, which is kind of weird to say because I really haven't had a whole lot of fun lately with Team Deathmatch because I just don't think it's as challenging anymore. And I'm sorry if you're a die-hard TDM person, that's your thing, more power to you. And don't get me wrong, in COD 4 that was pretty much all I played. Granted, it was mainly the hardcore variant, but still TDM nonetheless. But now just kind of easy sauce for me. I usually find it, to be honest with you, more challenging on Team Deathmatch to deal with random teammates than it is to deal with the enemy team. So that's another reason why I tend to play a lot more free-for-all. But in this particular game, things just kind of worked out rather nicely. For one, most of my teammates stayed pretty much grouped together, which did two things for me. It drew the majority of the teammates toward them, taking their focus off of me, which in turn allowed me to flank, which is really what you want to do in a team deathmatch if you're wanting to get some decent kill streaks. Think about it, if you're taking the enemy team head on and shooting at them, guess what? They're probably going to shoot back. But if you're able to get in behind them where they can't see you, and especially if you're using a suppressor, you could just pick those guys off one at a time. They won't even know you're there. Okay, so now before deciding that you're going to flank, it's usually best to be sure the conditions are right. First of all, you're going to want to have a good route to get in behind enemy lines without too much opposition. If you've got a wide open area where the guys are going to see you, or if you don't have a lot of cover and they're able to see you, then they're probably going to end up catching on to what you're doing, and then your flanking maneuver is going to become compromised. And also, like I've already said, where your team is, where they are spawning, and how they're playing the game can really affect this flank in a big way. If your teammates are all spread out across the map, then naturally your enemy team will be too, thus making the flank much less effective. And also keep in mind that you can't all flank at once. For one, you need a majority of your team to draw the attention of the enemies so they're not focused on you as a flanker sneaking in around behind you. And two, if everyone is trying to flank it all at one time, you're probably just going to end up flipping their spines and making it impossible to get in there. So pay attention to what's going on around you and on your mini-map. Determine whether or not you have a good route to take. Know where your teammates are and then just act accordingly. And I know if you're new to the game, it's real easy to get caught up into sticking with the group. But don't be afraid to break away from the pack and take advantage of the situations that are handed to you. I promise you to really help you with the flank maneuver, boost your game scores and your kill death ratio. But anyway, this game is coming to an end, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video as I get flashed right in the face. But in any case, if you have any questions or anything like that, let me know in the comments. I'll be sure and get back to you on that. Don't forget to rate the video. It does help me out a ton. And don't forget to subscribe for the latest from my channel. And you can do that by clicking on my name below. And I've also got a couple of videos here for you to check out. These are both free-for-all games played in two different ways. The one on the left is more of a tactical and just campy kind of game, and the one on the right is more of a rush style, but from the mind of a tactical player. So go check those guys out. Let me know what you think. And anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.